Kia ora and welcome to week 4 of fiction writing. Before we get into anything else, I just want to thank everyone who's posted and replied to a writing exercise on the forums. There's just been some really useful, rich interactions there, and I think those of you who have had a chance to participate in the forums are really getting the most out of the course, and I just want to encourage you to keep doing that. If you haven't yet tried posting an exercise on the forum, and I know you haven't because there's a lot of students in this course, please go ahead and give it a go at some point. Maybe as a lead into that, you could, before you post something, you could try replying to someone else. There's still some writing exercises, I think, that don't have some replies. So, in fact, that's probably a pretty good rule. If you're going to post an exercise, please reply to one as well. You don't need to do the exercises in the order that they're posted on the exercise class list. I do associate ones with each week, the notion being that the exercises build to kind of generating exercises through revising exercises to more and more interactive exercises. So if you do follow the week by week exercise list, you'll find that the interaction level increases more and more. The idea being that some of you have participated quite a bit in exchanges now, and you get more comfortable with interacting, and the level of interaction goes up. But you don't need to do the exercises in that order. If you'd like to, the last week of the course, do the first exercise and post it, that's fine. So, good on you for those of you that have done that. If you haven't, please try to find a moment to participate, both as a reviewer and as a poster of writing exercises. Great. I hope you're still reading and writing, of course. You should be getting, I would hope, fingers crossed, very close to finishing your first story for the first round of online workshops. That's coming up very soon. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but you do need to keep writing, and hopefully these exercises, in some cases, are leading to some stories. So if you haven't started that story, you're not sort of part of the way through it, you're probably a little bit behind, so you need to get onto that first story ASAP. The reading for this week is on Plott, and you'll see that in the readings online. So, and if you want to read ahead, if you've started reading ahead, you might as well continue to do so. Just a quick note on readings. There will be 2 new units on language and structure, and I will be posting those during the week before the mid-semester break and the mid-semester break, so they should be up ASAP. Sorry about the delay on that, just some revision going on there. Now, online tutorials. There's been a few questions. I've got a few emails about that, so I want to go through the process somewhat slowly. The first step is that you'll have been assigned to a tutorial group. So that should be clear because it'll say somebody's Matt's tutorial group, Alan's tutorial group, Gigi's workshop, or something up at the top of your stream site. So when you click on that page, you'll see a poll about 2/3 of the way down the page, and that will be different online workshop times. If you haven't signed up for one of those times, please do so ASAP. Okay, so let's say I've signed up for one of those times. What's next, Tom? I'm going to go through an example using myself as the example. Let's say I'm in Gigi's workshop and I've signed up for a workshop on Monday of week 6. Let's say it's at 7:30. I actually don't know if there is a Gigi workshop at 7:30, but let's say I've signed up at 7:30 p.m. What do? Well, Gigi will post a date by which you should submit a draft to the stream site before the workshop. Let's say that's the Wednesday before. The date will vary workshop to workshop and case to case, but let's say it's the Wednesday before. So I write a draft, I post it to the stream site the Wednesday before the workshop. I go to the workshop, my story's workshopped. I hear all kind of useful feedback about the story from my peers and from Gigi. That's fantastic. Now, when do I submit my final assignment? Final assignments are usually due a week after the workshop. So if my workshop is at 7:30 p.m. In week 6, I'm probably going to submit my final draft that's going to be graded a week later, 7:30 p.m. Maybe it'll be midnight, maybe it'll be 8 days later, but approximately, depending on the individual tutors are allowed to finalize those timelines, which I think works really well. They have that sort of authority to adjust those as is necessary. Since there are sometimes other adjustments that need to be made, like workshops, maybe because of attendance issues, people are sick, they might need to be bumped up or bumped back, and so I think it's just good to be flexible. So when is my first assignment due, Tom? Well, your first assignment is due a week after your workshop. So during the workshops, when you submit that draft, that will not be graded. which is really great. So you just get a chance to put your work out there, get some feedback on it, and then you get a chance to revise it and submit it for grading a week after your workshop. So if your workshop is week 6, it'll be due the following week. If it's when we come back, which is technically week 7, although there's 2 weeks of mid-semester break in between, then it'll be due the following week, week 8. So those deadlines will vary according to your workshop time and group. If you have any questions, first of all, I would just say hold off a little bit, because probably your tutors right now are finalizing those workshop dates and times, and they're probably going to post something that'll be quite clear on the website. So hold off a little bit. If you don't see anything by, say, the end of this week, then I would contact your tutor and say, look, I don't know when things are due. Or you can contact me. A few people have done that. So we're just finalizing those dates, but that's the approximate. So yeah, I hope that's all a little bit clearer now. Hope to see you online. Keep writing.